I know we were talking about getting into the damn what I want to say riot, but I don't think you can call it that. I think it's a protest if you're, on one side of the political aisle, and it's a riot if you're on the other.
Yeah,
it's amazing how we can call it two different things, looking at the same thing.
I know.
And it's not like you're looking at people just waving flags and chanting. It's crazy.
I know, because they're back to calling it a mostly peaceful protest.
Yeah, mostly peaceful.
That's there.
Now, I was listening, even the governor of California and every Democratic politician now is coming out and basically condemning, Trump trying to stop it.
Yeah.
Because he's sending a National Guard, and they're like, we didn't ask for this.
He's going to run for president.
Who? Oh, Gavin Newsom? There's no doubt about it.
100%. I could just tell by the way he's acting and how he's talking about this, mostly peaceful protest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw a video and he was like, I am for the people, I'm for my community, this and that. And I was like, oh yeah, this bitch is running for president.
Oh, that's been his goal probably since he was mayor of San Francisco. He moved his way up to governor now, and now he's definitely got that presidential shit in his eyes. But he knew he had to, I guess, calm down a little bit because, he started trying to do these little podcast thing. And then, the first guest he had was a conservative. So he was trying to kind of move a little more center because you could tell, like you said, that's his goal, is to be president. But he knows he has to pull in more than just a Democratic vote,
Yeah.
So he's trying, he's shaping himself. But this shit that's going on now don't help at all because everybody can see with their own eyes what's going on over there. Right. And he's sitting there just denying it, like basically telling you it's not what you see.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how any of them do that. They do it with a straight face. And I'm thinking, dude, I'm watching the videos. These motherfuckers are burning shit down and looting stores. Yeah.
Fucking piling rocks on top of the cop cars driving by and shit.
Yeah. And it ain't just him denying it. It's like they all get the same memo.
Right.
I just seen Bernie Sanders put out a video. Basically, this isn't about the riot. This isn't about a protest. It's about, immigration. And it's like, what are you talking about? It's about them burning a fucking city down.
Yeah.
You can't turn it into an immigration issue. And then Maxine Waters, that idiot, she was the one basically saying, don't believe what you're seeing.
Yeah.
On TV. It's not that bad. And I'm like, well.
Yeah, but I will say that, devil's advocate of burning down cities, I guess, is that they know how to get their word out, because I hadn't even heard that there was a protest going on until they started flipping and burning cars. So
that'll usually do it.
I mean,
yeah, that'll draw attention for sure.
So they know how to get on the news,
Yeah, but it's just, see, the problem is they take it we got somebody telling us don't deplorable. Don't talk about Maxine. I know that's his auntie. But, yeah, they start losing sight of the agenda when you start ransacking stores.
Yeah.
And stealing fucking shit out of Foot Lockers and all. It kind of takes away from your message,
A little bit, but
yeah. I even hear some of the legal Mexicans, saying that man, y'all got to stop. Like, this is a riot. It's not a protest. Y'all are out there rioting, acting like assholes.
I saw somebody post today. They said, where are the rooftop Koreans when you need them?
I did see that. They had that. I forgot that was the rooftop guy because they showed a picture of him saying, where's this guy at, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked familiar. I'm like, why do I know that? And that's why I forgot he was on top of that roof,
fucking
taking them out.
Koreans.
That's awesome.
Y'all come and get it.
Yeah. Yeah, they, I don't know. I'm looking at this. I mean, let me share this. I mean, this is what them Democrats are, trying to tell you, that there's nothing going on. Don't believe what you see, And I'm like, how do they do that? And then, I don't know, it just blows my mind that they can say that and never get called out by anybody on their side. I just don't get it. It looks like they're trying to handle some business.
Are they? Well, apparently out there handling shit. Except for that.
Look, watch him.
What motherfuckers?
God busted his ass. Look at him, dude. What has he got? is he stealing?
I want to see somebody get whopped with a billy stick.
They ain't fucking around with them. Look, he's running with his purse. Hit him. Just hit him. Fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how they should go in there and handle that shit, dude.
Did the Marines ever show up?
I don't know. I was going to check on that. That's another thing that, Gavin Newsom all were bitching about, that, basically Trump is egging this on, and he's the one that's causing all the problems by sending all those troops and all out there.
Well, that's what I saw, that it was peaceful until Trump sent the
that's bullshit.
National Guard in.
That's total bullshit, too, because that's why Trump was sending it. Which, from what I understand, the state has to request it before you can send it. So that was something Gavin Newsom was talking about, suing Trump now.
Yeah.
Suing the White House because he sent them in there.
Right.
And I'm thinking, imagine wanting this shit going on in your state and then doing nothing about it. And I don't know. It's like you don't even have to answer to the citizens over there. It's crazy.
Let them burn it down, dude.
Yeah, but I tell you what, you know how fast that shit could stop if they'd let the cops just do this kind of shit.
Absolutely.
Well, not fall down like this guy, but that's the best part. Let's watch it again. Here he comes. And down. That's awesome.
I like the video when all the cops were behind that like garage door, and it started opening.
Oh,
as
yeah.
As soon as it opened up, they
started,
just started unloading.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Saw that.
America.
Nah, but anyway, dude, it's just crazy watching that shit go on. I don't get it, man. I don't know how it's allowed. Like I said, somebody like Gavin Newsom, you still have to answer to the citizens that live over there that don't enjoy seeing that, and you got to sit around and then get mad when someone else is coming in to try and help you because you're doing nothing about it. It's like, how does anybody over there hate what Trump is doing unless you're involved in that shit? It's weird. That's what I mean. It's a weird call by Newsom to come out and start going to war with Trump. Like there was no reason for him to, get somebody over there to try to control this situation.
Well,
like,
they're just upset.
At what?
They're just upset because...
Yeah, what did it start with? They pissed off at ICE?
Yeah, because they're doing ICE raids. So I think it started with them blocking ICE, from doing their raids.
No, them motherfuckers...
It started so quiet. Like, I didn't hear shit about it until like 2 days ago. And then they're like pummeling police cars with rocks and burning shit. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in California?
The problem is,
they ain't had enough fire this year?
No, and that's a good point, that all that disaster, that fire caused, that's the last thing you think you would want to let run rampant in your state right now. It's fires. If anything, I'd be like, look, okay, y'all destroy what you want, but don't light no fires, please.
Right.
But no, instead he's bitching and moaning because, the National Guard's showing up. I mean, it's just, I don't even know how he made it this far in politics. It's so crazy. Imagine being the citizens that live over there that vote for that.
Yeah.
That's even worse, that people have to vote him in. So apparently there's people that agree with how he runs.
And they do.
California.
Until it's their store or their car being burnt down.
That's true. You would think so. You would think that would change their fucking mind. I don't know. There's probably still some hardcore out there. Well, this is just material stuff. We can replace it. You're going to hear some of that. Yeah. Instead of saying, no, they should have been, probably shot in the face.
Find out your insurance policy doesn't cover riots.
Yeah. Yeah, like, oh, wait, shit. No, maybe I'm not for this. Yeah. So anyway, that's crazy. But it's funny where you see that shit at, it's hard to, you ain't getting that shit around here or any other state that's, not just a total liberal hellhole. No. That shit would last about an hour down here.
Yeah.
They'd have that shit shut down. I know I was looking at some of the wounds from them people getting popped with them bean bags and shit. That don't look fun.
No, it does not.
That don't look fun at all. One dude had like 3 or 4 like on his gut while he was being interviewed. Just pop. He was shirtless for some reason, and he had 4 like marks going right across his gut.
Ooh. Well, you remember when was it Johnny Knoxville got whopped with that beanbag?
He did.
From the shotgun. That shit looks like it hurts, dude.
Bro. Well, that's the one. I think one hit him right in the thigh or something, man. I mean, fucked his whole shit. Yeah, it was.
Somebody gets hit with a beanbag or a rubber bullet next to me, I'm going home.
Yeah,
like,
that shit looks.
That
Well,
doesn't look
yeah,
fun. I think I'm gonna go to the house.
especially after hearing the dude that gets hit scream like a bitch. I'm like, okay, I'm out here. Like,
What up, Skate?
yeah,
You
that
seen
sound.
that reporter that got smoked by a rubber bullet?
I did. I did. Yeah, I did. I was trying to see what the fuck are they shooting here. Let's see. Who's this guy dancing for? Let's listen. Hit him with something. What is that?
Oh,
Whatever it is, they lighting his ass up, and this dude's chilling. He's still dancing.
oh!
Damn, they unloaded on him. He's still trying to shake it off. Ow, 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 ow.
It don't hurt.
What is that green shit?
Maybe it's
I want,
something to mark him in case I gotta find him later or something.
I want to be your boy on the bike. He's just taking
He
it all
don't
in.
give a shit.
Yeah, look at him.
It's like, this is
Pretty
great.
cool bike. Damn. But anyway. Yep, it don't look fun.
No, it does not. You seen him throwing them rocks off the bridge?
Yeah.
On
What
top
was
of
the?
them cop cars?
Yeah. Yeah. They supposedly found one of them. One of the guys that was standing on, looked like he was in the median or something, throwing them big ass
Yeah, I
rocks
saw that
every
one
time
too.
they came by. Yeah. Supposedly they identified him.
I was
I mean,
waiting
now
for
what
one
did
to
he?
bounce back and fucking take his head
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, and it's like, what? I mean, I guess these officers or whoever, law enforcement, they've got to be instructed to not do anything. Because I mean, why would you
Have to
not?
be.
I
Yeah,
mean, because it's not like he threw that one car and ran.
right.
You know, it was something that was ongoing. It's like, why wouldn't you pull over and take this son of a bitch down? But
Yeah,
apparently
like
they,
this guy's attacking us. Hit him with the car.
yeah, get it. I don't know what else going on crazy in the world besides burning down L.A., which I really don't give two fucks about, to be honest with you.
Now they need to hurry up.
They need to hurry up.
Oh, what else is going on, man? I guess the Elon Trump beef kind of chilled out, huh?
Yeah, that lasted all of a day.
Elon's
was
back
like-
on his meds or something.
They upped his dose.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there you go. I don't know. I guess we losing Brad there.
Was he here?
I thought he was. I thought I heard it beep in, but I guess not.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't know.
All I've been seeing is some damn riots.
Yeah, they've just captured the fucking news.
Yeah.
You know, and Wayne decides to drop an album, and then they want to riot.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
It's
why.
Wayne's
Maybe
fault.
it was so trashed. They're
It's Wayne's
just
fault.
fed up. Yeah, they were fed up with it. And I'm still listening to Cash Patel on Rogan, trying to convince the world that this Epstein shit is nothing like we think it is. You know, no video. He says they found no video.
So do you think he's a liar or Pam's a
I
liar?
think he's a fucking liar. You
Yeah.
could see the way he was squirming when Rogan was pressing him on it. It was just, you could tell, you know what I mean? Because his demeanor would change when he's, matter of fact, and he's telling, things that seem to be truthful. There's no kind of trying to, just squirm his way out of anything. He's just talking. And then all of a sudden you start pressing him on this Epstein shit, and there's no definitive answers. You know what I mean? Everything's just kind of throw something out there, and these guarantees that we have to take just because he's saying it, and it's like, they had to have found something when they raided that place. I mean, Pam Bondi sits there and says there's 10,000, tens of thousands of hours of children being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Then he comes out and says, don't you think if there were videos, I would be showing it? And I'm thinking, no. Like,
Probably not.
I really don't, because the whole thing has been a fucking debacle from day one, But he's sticking with it. He's sticking with that, he offed himself in that cell. The stories are contradicting there because, of course, there was no cameras at first. Now he's saying there's footage of him, by himself in the cell, and nobody else went in there, and yada, yada, yada. And, but like I said, Rogan would push back against that and say, well, but didn't they say there wasn't any? He's like, well, I don't remember that. I'm just telling. I'm like, what do you mean you don't remember that? Like, what? You're the fucking director of the FBI. And there was a few little things like that. He would say, no, I didn't hear that. And I'm thinking, you're a fucking liar. I heard it. You know, I get on X for 5 minutes and I hear all this.
Right.
So yeah, that's what it was. Shit like that just wasn't sitting right with me. I'm like, you know everything. You're the fucking director of the FBI. You know.
Yeah.
And that was his way out of things. I don't, no, I didn't hear that. You know, I'm like, really?
So why? Like, what?
I just think there's got to be too many big names that were involved in that. You know, and for some reason, I don't know if he got the memo or what goes on once you do become part of the any administration, any part of government where you're just a higher up, you know, like the, you know, you're the head of the FBI, or if you're the, you know, the president, vice president, whatever. It's almost like you get a set of rules telling you how things work now. Like, look, I
Yeah.
know you thought one thing, but now that you're in here, let me tell you how this shit works. Okay. You know, we're going to bury this story, that, whatever they do. It just seems weird. It's like, or he's, you know, a typical fucking, I want to say politician. I mean, I know he's not a politician, but, you know, just typical government, you know, person. Because another thing I noticed that he said on Rogan's thing in passing, they were talking about whatever subject they were on, and he was a public defender apparently years ago, and he's like, I represented the worst of the worst. I mean, I represented, you know, child traffickers, and I'm thinking, why are you bragging about this? Like, you're just sitting there saying you got these people off. Like, that was your job. And now we're supposed to trust that what you're saying is the truth when you just sat there on Rogan's and said that you know how the game is played because you were a public defender and you represented the worst of the worst.
Right.
That right there caught my ear, and Rogan kind of let it pass without saying anything. I don't know if he even caught it. And I'm thinking, well, that tells me a lot about you. When you're sitting there telling me that you know how the game goes in the system because you were a public defender, and then admit that you represented the worst of the worst in society. Well, that's kind of telling, you know. At least that's the way I took it. I'm like, well, if he could do that with a clear conscience, why can't he get up there and, oh no, there ain't nothing in the Epstein files, I promise you.
Right.
Know? And you could sit there and basically get pedophiles off because that's your job, you know, is how they like to defend it.
Yeah.
So that told me all I needed to know about Patel. And I'm not saying he's not doing some good, because some of the shit he was talking about that they really are getting done, it's great. You know, it's great. But then there's other things that we're just never going to, you know, hear. We're never going to see an end to some of these cases because they're not going to allow it to end, because I think it would just bring too many people down. But because Bongino did it too. He switched too. They both up there holding hands together like a couple on that one Fox interview. Oh, nope. He killed himself. Yep, nope. I promise you. He killed, and it's like, oh God, they got both of y'all now.
He was a podcast dude from, like, with Alex Jones and shit. Like,
he's had his, I mean, he, you know, was Secret Service and everything, and then he was Fox News affiliate. You know, he would go up there and you know, he was a guest a lot of times. He might even had his own show on Fox. And I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken, but I know he was on Fox a lot. And then, you know, he wound up with his podcast like everybody does, including us losers. But, you know, and then and they said, hey, why don't you come, you know, join this administration, because he talks such a big game.
So what does he do?
What is Bongino's official title? Let me see, because I forget and I don't want to lie. Let's see. Right now, he just gets on TV and lies about the Epstein case.
It's a good job.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yes, that is what I mean. No, man, Dan. What is Dan's? Deputy director of the federal. So he's a deputy director, and Kash Patel runs it. So yeah, they work together basically. And they both had to get on an interview and convince the American people that this Epstein shit is not what we think it is. And I'm thinking they're going a little far with that, you know what I mean? Like, they're going out of their way to convince you that it's just cut and dry. You know, he went to jail, whatever, and he just happened to, you know, be left alone. Cameras were off, and this was after he attempted suicide once before. That's why he was supposed to be on suicide watch.
Right.
Because he had tried it in the past. So you mean to let me know, or you mean to tell me that, you know, after somebody tried it, you just, you know, said, fuck it, we're not going to leave a guard outside the door or nothing. We're just going to kind of let him go on about his business. So the whole thing's fishy. And they know it is.
Prison break, dude. He just went on his lunch break and came back and was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. I see the one guy, one guy's claiming he was let out. The
Yeah.
one that's still doing them Instagram
Yeah.
videos. I wonder where he's at doing that shit.
Well, they
I mean, I guess they
raided
are.
one house that he was in when he posted one of those social media videos. They raided it and he was already gone. So I guess he was smart enough to
But
know that they were going to come. But
wouldn't you think that's too big of a risk though if you're on the run? I mean, would you think to do that?
no, I would not. I would
I
be
mean,
chilling in Mexico drinking a margarita. But
I just think with today's technology, man, I wouldn't be on my phone doing no damn. And I know he's doing it trying to defend himself, like he's trying to plead his case on there.
yeah.
But dude, that's one way they're gonna find his ass.
Yeah, when you
I
got
mean,
like the FBI after you
oh
and
yeah,
shit. Like,
yeah. This ain't just the NOPD saying, "Damn it,
no.
where's he at?" You know, I mean, it's no. I'm with you. You got the government looking for your ass. Yeah, they will track your ass down.
And the house that he made the first video in was in New Orleans. So he was still in the area hanging out.
Damn. Is he the last one?
Dude. Nah, I think there's two.
Damn, I ain't heard nothing about the other one. I guess he ain't making no noise.
No, that's the one that his girlfriend just got arrested,
Okay. Yeah, did see that.
which she like worked at the jail.
Oh yeah, damn, that shit went deep, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because didn't they arrest 3 or 4 people before that were at
Oh
the
yeah,
jail?
they arrested somebody's grandma and the maintenance
Yeah.
man and like oh
Wow. Yeah, that shit goes deep. But I guess so with that many guys that got out. I mean, there was a lot of, which I said, I guess you didn't need a lot of help. You only needed a couple people's help. You
Yeah.
know, as far as workers, you know.
yeah
I think the rest of it's like aid and abetting type shit. You know, the family members.
yeah. It's a lot of the family.
Yeah. Well, wish I knew where they were. I could use the money.
Me too. Shit, I'd call right now, lasso somebody and call the police. During like Katrina times and shit, did you hear anything about like 500 prisoners or some shit drowning in the old jail in New Orleans?
No.
Apparently that's a thing. They like left them in there and it was like the whole first floor inmates just drowned.
Really?
500
You would
people
think
dead.
that shit
Yeah.
would have been all over the place.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary on it, and it was like it was a pretty big cover up, you know. It's like, yeah, we don't know, and you know, da da da. And but yeah, that's apparently the official story is like upwards of 500 inmates
Well,
drowned and died during the storm in the jail.
Well, I know when we talked to Rob, and for anybody watching, Rob is a former New Orleans police officer that was actually out there during Katrina, right in the middle of all that mess. He says that that body count is way off. I mean, I'm sure you've heard him say that the numbers they tell you, it's, you know, double to triple that as far as the casualties for Katrina. So maybe that's some of it that they, you know, hid.
Yeah.
You know, ain't no
I
telling.
was like, God damn, I didn't hear nothing about it, but
No.
it was a documentary a dude was making, and he wound up going and like kind of sneaking in the old jail to try to find any kind of records and documents and shit. And I didn't finish the documentary yet, but I was like, huh.
Well, y'all been watching Tires?
Not yet.
No.
We haven't started season 2 yet.
Wait till you binge watch. That's what. Yeah, I've been checking it out.
Yep. Wait till I have time. We'll finish it all in one night.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else crazy going on?
I did just find out something today. It's not super important, but you know,
What is that?
you know, Hornady ammo.
Yeah.
Did you know the founder of it wound up dying in a plane crash in Lake Pontchartrain?
The founder.
Yeah, he was coming down here for SHOT Show
damn.
in New Orleans, and his plane crashed into Lake Pontchartrain, killed him.
See, that's a little known fact. That might be on like Jeopardy one day or something.
It might be.
That's pretty good. Hell yeah. What's this idiot claiming? 99.5% of the protesters in Los Angeles are peaceful. MAGA uses the 0.5% to create a narrative around fear. It's like, dude, I'm watching the fucking television.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I see it. And that's all it takes anyway. I mean, I don't care how many of them are peaceful. All it takes is a few idiots, and now you see it. People's stores are getting fucked over. And
Yeah, and I haven't seen any videos of the peaceful ones.
no. And I don't doubt there's some out there just, you know, doing their thing, watching everything unfold out there protesting, but it doesn't matter. Once it turns into the violence like it does, it should be basically no holds barred on law enforcement. You come in there and water cannons and shit. I don't care. You stop that shit, you know.
Yep. Did you see the Black Hawk that they landed in the parking lot of the was it the ice facility out there?
Hell no.
They had to land a Black Hawk out there to start bringing supplies in. You can see it. It lands in the parking lot, and they start unloading containers of shit out this Black Hawk into the ice
For
building.
who?
For ice.
Oh, to ice? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that. Damn.
Yep. Flew a Black Hawk in. Just lands in the parking lot. It's like a war zone over there, dude.
Well, I'm waiting to see what Trump's next move is. I was just reading up. Because like I said, I don't even know if the Marines got there yet or if it's just a threat of it right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. They can shut that shit down, though, in 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Fuck, law enforcement could if they'd allow them to. Doesn't take the Marines.
Erwin says one donut shop closes and the cops break out the riot gear.
Hell. Oh, well. Anyway. All right. Well, fuck. If there ain't nothing else interesting going on, we're going to wrap this bitch up.
There really ain't shit going on.
Boring ass
man.
Tuesday. No. There ain't. Like I said, it's all been taken up by these protests or whatever you want to call it.
That's all I've seen.
Yeah.
I've tried to see anything but.
I know.
No.
I know. I'm like, let them. Let's see. The very peaceful protest. Gavin Newsom totally has under control. 23 businesses looted. Graffiti everywhere. Graffiti. Come on now. Significant damage to business and property. I want to see what let's see what the mayor talking about with update on the military response. Let's find out.
Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night there were 23 businesses that were looted, and I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties. So my message to you is, if you do not live or work in downtown LA, avoid the area. Law enforcement will arrest individuals who break the curfew, and you will be prosecuted. Hundreds of officers from police and sheriff departments from across the region and state are working alongside LAPD through a unified command structure. The curfew will be in place tonight from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. Looting. Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized.
Yeah, so apparently they're enacting a curfew for this, protest, these peaceful protests that are going on out there.
Yeah.
And I don't understand, because that's the mayor. She could simply get on there and say, hey, we're fixing to end this shit. You know what I mean? Everybody stop. I'm telling you now, disperse, or, the law is coming full force. But they don't say that shit.
They ain't going to,
It's crazy. It's crazy because, here's another politician that, she'll sit up there and say that and not want to face the fact of what's going on in your city, and will still have support from citizens somehow. It blows my fucking mind the way these people can act and just, basically try to convince the American public you're not seeing what you see. Anyway, what's going on out there, y'all? Everybody tuning in? How y'all doing tonight? If what?
There I am. I don't know if, I guess they just wholeheartedly believe in what the rioting is for, and
no, you're right.
Just think that's the way to get their point across. I don't know.
Kirsten says that wouldn't happen in their neck of the woods. Either here, we down here in Louisiana, that shit would last for about 10 minutes. They'll let you protest all day long and speak your piece, but you start destroying shit, and that's it. Law enforcement's coming. I don't understand why it's not like that everywhere. It's almost like they want the disruption, like it somehow helps whatever goal they're going after. Because, like I said earlier, it can be stopped instantly, but they refuse to do it in all these liberal-run cities. I don't get it.
Every time,
I don't understand.
Too.
Yeah, I don't understand how that makes you look good as a politician, allowing people to destroy your community. Yeah, I don't, and then want to argue. I get it. It's weird. It becomes such a, political. As soon as Trump says anything, or anybody, Republican says something bad about what's going on, even if it's the truth, the other side is going to deny it. And it's like, what is there to deny? They're burning fucking cars and cop cars. They're looting fucking businesses. You know, I'm surprised there hasn't been any deaths yet from all of this shit.
Me too, honestly. And like I said, the main thing I've seen is that, you know, they claim that it was peaceful until the you know, the National Guard got in there and started instigating.
And I don't even see how they can claim that, because there'd have been no need for the National Guard if they weren't acting like idiots out there. So it's like, who are you lying to? You know, who's believing that? I mean, if you live over there, you know better. We're watching it on TV, so we know better. So it's like, who the fuck are you lying to? Anyway, let's see. Bentley, it's because they need somewhere to put the money. All the police and all the people to clean up is a way to spend that money. I do like that, because they, you know, that's kind of getting into a bigger, you know, the bigger picture. A lot of times that's all war is. It's very profitable. We'll go in there and blow some shit up, and then Halliburton gets to come in and rebuild it, you know? So it's like, it's all this nonsense they got going is very profitable for somebody, because I'm with Bentley there. Somebody's got to come and rebuild and clean, but I just don't see how that sits well for election time, knowing that people that were running your cities or your states or whatever allowed that to happen. Like, I don't see how that, like, who the fuck votes for that side anymore? But yet they continue to do it.
I think they just don't think like that. I think they look at it less of like he let people destroy our city, and more of like, you know, he knew our message that we were trying to get across. He agreed with our message, so he agrees with what we believe in, you know?
I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's just he knows how we feel, you know, and then he let us express. But like, say you're a business owner over there. Like, what business owner wants to be around that shit? I'm surprised there's any left.
Me too.
I mean, if they're in that community, apparently I don't know. I mean, they got to feel kind of how the rest of the population does out there, or why would you be there, you know, running a business? So I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy how people pick a side, and no matter what, that is their side, man. No matter if your side is destroying your shit. Well, it don't matter. As long as it's not the other side, we're good. As long
as we feel the same way.
Yeah, as long as we both hate Trump, we're good. Yeah.
As of 3:25 p.m., there are more U.S. troops in L.A. than there are in Iraq and Syria. And 3 hours and 2 minutes ago, judge declines to immediately grant Newsom's emergency motion to stop Trump's, quote, illegal actions.
So the judge is denying it? So there are troops over there?
Yeah.
But I wonder what they've been instructed to do, because that's another one.
That's what they said they're working out on with whoever's in charge of the Marines and whatnot, is the rules of engagement for the Marines and the troops. And
damn. Well, how's everybody doing out there? Make sure you subscribe if you're not yet. We appreciate y'all checking it out. We're just on here talking some shit about all the craziness going on, mainly this Los Angeles nonsense. But you know, anything else that comes to our mind, or if y'all got something on y'all's mind, let us know. And we are just chopping it up. Nothing important.
2 hours and 12 minutes ago, anti-ICE protests underway in New York.
Oh, they starting in New York too?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Thousands were seen in Lower Manhattan on Tuesday. Marchers began protesting in Foley Square, across from where ICE operations in New York City have been centered.
I like it. Look, man, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like a car wreck, you know. You can't help but look.
I know.
Except in this shit, it's almost like it's all, you know, it's self-inflicted. So it's like, hey, man, I'll sit there and watch this shit show, because I know for one thing, it ain't going on down here where I'm at. So it makes good TV. Let them keep doing that shit. Eventually, people will have enough of it. I would assume, and these politicians are going to have to start, you know, acting right when these things break out. But who knows? Maybe not. They get away with it every time, and people have such short memories. You know, when it comes to election time, everybody just forgot about how these politicians allowed these people to run rampant and destroy their fucking neighborhoods.
Destroy the whole city.
It's crazy.
I've never understood that when it comes to protests, because it's like, I'd assume that the majority of the people there protesting probably live in the community. So it's like, you're burning down your own shit.
Yeah, in some cases, you're right. But there are a lot where these people get bust in. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's going on in this situation, but it's been proven in other, you know, protests and riots and shit that a lot of the people, they're not even from there. You know, they're on somebody's payroll.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it goes on with every major, any kind of these little things that, break out like this. Somebody's trying to make it, ramp it up even more. So it's like, let's send some people out there. And they may have been some of them out there before the violence broke out, that they were just there to protest, because it makes it look like whatever problem they're bitching about, it makes it look like it's a bigger problem than it really is, if we can get more people out there.
Yeah.
So they'll pass out flyers to these little, colleges and shit, letting people know. So a lot of people just go for the action. They don't give two fuck about the cause. I mean, that's not why they're out there, And then you get a few instigators that decide, well, we can throw shit at cop cars. They're not doing anything about it. So then, boom, it just starts to erupt,
Yeah.
Because, I mean, hell, if I was young, I'd have probably been there. Not saying destroying shit, but I'd be on the sidewalk, like, checking all this madness out. Like, damn, look at this shit,
Pull up some lawn chairs.
Just, I want to be your boy on that bicycle earlier, just chilling with a gas mask on in the middle of the street, just chilling. Not hurting nothing.
Oh, man.
But
It's got to be nuts to wake up to. Just like, well, guess we're not going to work today.
Yep. Hey, man, it's a day off. Hey, that's why I
It's
don't
a
mind.
day off.
Now I see AB all over X talking about fuck Gavin Newsom's wife. Oh Lord! And then I'm watching
from the top ropes.
Yeah, look, I'm looking at media outlets like talking about it. Like, hey, Antonio Brown claiming he had sex with, and I'm thinking, you really think he fucked him? I mean, come on now.
Listen to anything AB says.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, to take anything serious that he's talking about. 700 U.S. Marines have reportedly arrived in L.A. Good. Yeah, it's about the only one that makes any sense is that Fetterman guy. He's I unapologetically stand for free speech, peaceful demonstrations, and immigration, but this is not that. This is anarchy and true chaos. That's one of their own saying it.
Yeah.
He won't make it far in that party.
No.
Let's see this. Hold on. These are the ones I like. Let's pull it up. Pull it up. Fucking with man's horse. Cracked him in the head. She comes with her baton. Her broomstick or whatever the hell.
It's like a 2x4, dude.
Bro, them horses will fuck you up too.
They
That's the
will.
last thing I'm going hitting and swinging and acting like a fool around.
Yeah, you get kicked by a fucking horse.
You ever seen that video a while back? It was an older one. The horse was in the middle of the street and some idiot comes running off the sidewalk and slaps him in the ass. And that horse kicked the fuck out of him. I don't know how it didn't kill him.
It did whop the shit out of him. Took him off his feet.
Yep. Damn.
They just had a jockey get arrested out here in Louisiana. Did you see that?
Did they? Yeah.
Yeah, he was what was it for? Unnatural stimulation of a horse or something like that. He was fucking,
Unnatural
that's what the charge was.
Wow.
He was shocking the horse to get him to run faster in the races.
I think Sam's right. It's all about the free Apple equipment. It's a reason to loot.
That's what it looked like.
No, man, it's about immigration.
It is.
That's about
They're stealing
immigration.
iPhones for
That's what-
immigrants.
I heard Bernie Sanders say it earlier. This is about immigration. Damn it. Paid antagonist. That's right. Yeah, Terry hit it on the head. That shit goes on a lot, man. I'm telling you. These people get paid.
I
it might be
believe it, man.
it may be $500, but think about it, if you're a college age kid and they're offering you fucking $100 to go out there and act like an asshole. I'm going.
Yeah, I would go.
I mean, $100 when you're fucking, 18 years old and just trying to get by in college, like, I'll take it.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll send you there,
Yeah, and it's probably more than that, but I'm just saying, I mean, when you're young, you fuck yeah. A few bucks in my pocket, shit, I'll take it. So I don't doubt it, man. It's easy to get people to go along with that shit. But let's see. What else is popping tonight? What's going on in sports, man? I seen Aaron Rodgers. I guess he just won't give it up.
He's back. I know
Going
he
to the
said he didn't want to be in
Steelers.
Louisiana.
Pittsburgh.
To the Steelers.
Going to the Steelers. See, he's going to, he's just not going to be happy till he just, I guess, goes out just having one of the worst seasons he's ever had. And it's like, dude, just wrap it up, man. Just
I thought
go.
that was last year, didn't
I thought it was too.
broke
I mean,
his
his
fucking
mind's
ankle
in,
like first play of the game or some shit.
Yeah,
First play
yeah,
of the
that was-
season.
it was a pretty good sign. It's time to call it quits. Like
You break your leg first play of the first game of the season.
I think it was his wasn't it his Achilles or something?
Yeah.
He tore up. But
Yep.
I mean, he's into so much other shit now. He's on every other fucking podcast in the world. It's like your head ain't on football like it needs to be. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but look, I guess it's a big payday. I mean, I guess it's hard to turn that down. I mean, I get that part of it.
Yeah. I
man.
just don't know. Like, after watching the last few seasons of him play, like, who is paying this man, you know? Like,
No, I think it's a business move as far as, you know, they're going to sell jerseys. They're going to sell tickets because everybody's going to want to come out and see what Aaron Rodgers is going to do, if anything.
yeah.
So I think a lot of times decisions are based on that more than we're going to win a bunch of games. You know, it's like we're going to sell some fucking tickets because I'm with you. Nobody can be getting Rodgers on their team right now expecting a Super Bowl run. I'm sorry. I just cannot believe that.
No,
I just
not
think
at
he's
all.
well past his prime. You know, not saying he's not still a good quarterback, you know, but as far as being some Super Bowl winning team because of Aaron Rodgers, you can't believe that as an owner.
No.
But
No, there's no
you
way.
watch,
Like,
they're going to fill that stadium. They're going to sell a shit ton of jerseys, and that's all that really matters, I guess, if you're a owner like Jerry Jones does every year. The Cowboys don't win shit, but they're constantly selling out, you know, to one of the wealthiest teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all that matters, I guess, when you're a business owner. Just make money. Make money.
That's it. That's
Make
it.
money and make promises, you know, to keep people coming in.
What are they paying Aaron Rodgers?
Don't quote me on it. I thought it was like $15 million or something on the contract for a year. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll go blow my Achilles out for $15 million. I'll take it.
Try to first game.
Oh yeah, I'm going.
Put a target on my knee. Come take it.
I'm gonna drop back and then act like I blew it out, just dropping back. Like, oh fuck. Let's see what else going on. I'm
Terry
scrolling.
says that this was meticulously planned by the left, professionally made signs, banners, flags. It's ludicrous to believe that these are simple protesters. Someone with big money is financing these.
Probably the
peaceful
same one who's
protesters.
paying Aaron Rodgers. Somebody's got all kind of money. That's who's doing
It's all
it.
connected, dude.
It's all connected. I figured it out. Yes, indeed. Y'all make sure y'all subscribed if you haven't already. We appreciate y'all checking us out, really. If you're looking for some hard-hitting, informative news, well, you're on the wrong channel. But if you want to hear some BS and just sit back and kick it with us while we talk some shit, then you're in the right spot, and we appreciate it. And why am I getting text messages? Oh, okay. People texting me. Oh, it's Trump. Damn it. Leave me alone. I told him I'm podcasting. I ain't got time for this shit, Don.
God damn it,
else?
Donnie. Go take care of the fucking protest.
Man, I seen a video the other day. The dude's like, I guess he's like in his mid-20s now. Remember the fat kid that couldn't say hamburger? The black kid? He was like, he couldn't even make a ham. You remember the one I'm talking about? It went viral like years ago. I'm gonna pull it up now because I know
What
y'all know
up,
what I'm
Johnny?
talking about. What's Johnny talking about?
He said, "What up, fellas?"
Oh, what up?
Richard said, "No one is funding the protesters, Muppets."
Oh Lord, did he just call us a Muppet?
Yeah,
A Muppet. That was a pretty cool show.
the Muppets.
No one is funding the protest. No one at all. Even the guy that they caught. Matter of fact, let's pull it up. I'll pull it up because I think I bookmarked it. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. All right,
Appreciate
let's
you
check.
subbing, Terry.
Yep, for sure. Ain't that what the kids say? Let's see.
I think so.
Yeah. All right. Now this guy here, he was dropping off face shield, mask and shit for these rioters. Now, do you think he went out on his own and just bought a shit ton of face shields and shit? Like this guy just said, you know what? I'm gonna take the money I made from fucking Lyft deliveries or whatever the hell he's doing for a living. You know? And no, somebody's funding that shit.
Muppet.
You muppet. Get the fuck out of here. How about, what's this dude talking about? How about Obama moving a biological weapon?
Obama.
Whoa. Man, that's getting too deep for this show. What's he talking about?
I don't know. I haven't heard nothing about Obama.
Long time no. What's up, Terry? Somehow they talking there. Terry's on our side. It's all that matters. We got Terry.
Sure enough.
So, sure enough. Come on, y'all bring the heat. What else is going on?
Yeah, what else do they have going on?
Y'all tell me something major.
Climate
Kinda
change
good
or
breaking
something?
news.
Greta Thunberg got fucking kidnapped. Did you see that?
Bitch, she get kidnapped. She's a muppet. Call somebody a muppet. Did you see her on the plane, like just chilling in the back? And then they tried to interview her in the airport, and they were like, what went on over there? And she was trying to, oh, it was terrible. It was, just atrocities, this, that, and other. And then they asked her if she would, well, can you basically explain what you mean? Like, how were they treating you when you got there? And, well, I'd prefer not to talk about it right now is basically what she said. That she's such a joke. And I guess it ain't her. I mean, it's whoever's throwing this girl out there. Somebody's paying her good. I guess I'd take that job. Just
Yeah.
go around the world bitching about things and acting like for some reason I'm a victim. I guess that's the left. Love being victims.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
We got somebody quoting John F. Kennedy.
Which one? What's he talking
I don't
about?
know if he said that or not.
Those who
but
made peaceful revolutions impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. Yeah, well, I guess they, what they're basically trying to say is that, they have no choice but to riot and loot Apple stores, because peaceful, it just didn't work, and that's why I was talking about earlier that you totally lose the message when you start doing that. I mean, look at MLK.
Well, did they try peaceful first?
A few of them, but it didn't take long. But I mean, Martin Luther King, they would sit there and just, they'd lock arms and just walk, you know what I mean? And protest. It wasn't out, hey, let's go destroy some shit. And I mean, there's ways to do it when there's really injustices going on. But all this started from what, ICE trying to do their job?
Yeah.
I mean, but what do you want them to do? I mean, I guess that's a whole nother, argument that people get into, whether or not, a lot of these illegals should be over here or not. But hey, man, this is the administration that was voted in, and that's one of the policies they ran on, is that we were gonna round up as many as we can that aren't supposed to be in the country, get them out, and make them come back in the right way. I mean, whether you agree with that or not, that's, was J6 peaceful? It was until, I mean, I know you saw. I don't know who this is behind this account, but I'm sure you saw the videos of these people being ushered in to that Capitol building. And if you think they weren't FBI agents out there in the crowd, which is one of the things Kash Patel touched on, that, he did, during their investigation, that he didn't want to say the number, but he said there were agents out there basically, being provocative with this shit, trying to instigate them. They wanted that shit to happen on J6. As a matter of fact, it's also been proven that they turned down help. Trump was trying to get the National Guard out there. You know what I mean? And they refused. Oh, no, we didn't want it.
Wasn't
and I
that
think Nancy Pelosi was one of them that signed and said, no, we don't want them. And so that lets you know right there, they wanted shit like that to go down, because that could have been prevented too. And it seems to always be that side for some reason that wants all that chaos.
They do like chaos.
So, Raymond got it. Raymond knows it. They were in there. Los Raiders, let me guess. You over there in Cali, I'm guessing by the name.
He's commenting on his new iPhone.
What this one said? I persuaded a liberal to research how many cops really died on January. Yeah, exactly. 0.
No.
The only person that died was the Ashley Babbitt girl, and I mean, you can look at that how you want. I mean, she was climbing through that window. I'm not saying a cop had a right to shoot her, but I mean, people argue that, saying that, he doesn't know what her intentions are when she's breaking through that door and coming through it. So she probably shouldn't have been doing that. I'm going to give them that, that probably wasn't the way to go about it, is busting through the windows, trying to climb through it. But, technically she's the only one who died because of the January 6th shit. So
You're right.
Steven thinks we need more law and order. In certain places we do.
Cali does, for sure.
Back where I'm at, Over here in Louisiana, we got plenty.
LA could use some law and order right now.
Johnny Five's back in the mix. The last director of the FBI admitted that there were 27 agents in that crowd that day, and that's probably a small number. Small number. Lies, all lies. Something, I guess we're lying.
I don't know
Guess
if
you
it's us or
talking about-
them, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure
lying.
somebody is.
Anyway, fuck these riots. What else is going on?
Fucking riots, dude.
Riots, huh? That's about
Hang
it.
all pedos. I like that. I can get behind that.
Oh yeah, I can go. Look at this. I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna pull up this this twink trying to break a window with a skateboard. And they're not very good at riding. Look how cute. He's trying. Ski gave up. What kind of band is that? I'm trying to see who they pissed off at now. Oh, that's a news
It's a
van.
news van.
Oh, they're trying to get your word out. See, if you really wanted to protest and you wanted people to hear you, the last ones you'd attack is a news van. That's my point. They're not there for that, you know. They're there to cause chaos and just destroy shit because they can. They got a free pass to act like idiots right now.
Yeah.
That's all it was with the shit going on with all that BLM shit, the ones that were destroyed. But you think they're out there destroying shit because a black person died? You know, most of them didn't give a fuck. They didn't even know why they were there. They just said, oh, fuck, we get an excuse to go and destroy shit, you know?
Yeah.
Cause more ruckus.
Steal some shit, you know. Yeah.
Why not? Why not, dude? Everybody needs some new J's. Gavin Newsom still running his mouth, man. He needs to get off of X and go do it. 21 minutes ago, his account's posting shit. Like, don't you have a fucking a city being burned down in your state, you know? And he's worried about getting his engagement on X. Oh yeah, here we go. Trump could be impeached, removed by Congress, and jailed. These people are dumb.
They tried that already.
Yeah. Come on, what else going on? It's got to be more than just politics, man.
It's just the riots.
It's got to be more than that, dude. Give me something.
Who's Plastic Man?
I don't know. What else is good on can we watch on Netflix?
Netflix.
Nothing. There you go.
No.
Nope. Just tires. That's all I've been watching. But anyway. Come on, y'all. Keep them comments going. What's going on in this world? Somebody said
My mom's fat.
my mom is fat. Hey, you know, she can still be a MILF.
What happened to the pipe bombs?
That's true. That's true. You're talking about the J6 ones, I assume, huh?
That's what
I
assumed.
know if that's the one he's talking about, they said, what's his name? Cash was saying that they weren't, like, live, like they weren't, you know, going to do anything. Like, they were harmless, but still, I mean, somebody put them out there, you know. The summer 2020 riots are back. Everybody likes a good riot.
Yeah. You need one every once in a while. It's kind of like a reset button, you know what I mean?
What's going on in Texas? Went against the voters and banned all THC. What is behind this war on fucking marijuana? Everybody wants to go to, like, you know, the money, you know, they can't tax it. And it's like, well, they figured out a way to do it with alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be these pharmaceutical companies, man. They have to be lining the pockets of so many of these congressmen that they can never get anything done when it comes to making this marijuana and THC and all just more readily available and legal all the way around. You know, it's got to be them.
It just has to lead back to money. You would think there'd be enough money in the taxes of
course there
legal
is.
weed,
Look at
but apparently there's not enough.
Yeah, you look at the numbers in Colorado, man, and the taxes, you know, was huge. But it still goes down to, like, they talk about you can't get a loan.
Well, and it's probably the difference, too, of, like, you know, I'm sure a lot of the money that comes in from pharmaceuticals is going to go into somebody's pocket compared to the taxes from weed are going to go to taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Like
yeah.
somebody's getting paid to say, nah, we don't need this stuff.
Yeah, I totally believe it's the pharmaceutical companies behind this more than, just some kind of war on drugs, because it's like they don't get too fucks about these quote unquote legal drugs that are just, running rampant in these communities as far as these pills and shit, it's being prescribed every day. If you got your finger hurts, they're wanting to give you fucking, pain pills. But they don't have a problem with that. But
Yeah.
they are just hell bent on marijuana. Like it's just as bad as meth,
Yeah.
I
But
can't-
you can go to the raw shop and get like a 2-gallon Whippet container. So there's
Can you?
that. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so you can buy whippets now without
Yeah.
having to go to what were they using, like whipped cream and
Yeah. Which
whatever
they
else?
still kind of frame it behind that, but it's like flavored Whippets. Like you get like chocolate and vanilla and strawberry, and they're like the containers are huge, dude.
Have you ever done that?
No.
'Cause I heard it. 'Cause wasn't that what Steve-O was on, or was
Yeah.
that something else he was?
No, it was the Whippets. It was the nitrous
Yeah.
oxide. Only at the
Oh.
dentist. And just
Yeah.
from the little bit the dentist gives you, I can see it, but Jesus.
Only from the dentist.
I do.
Yeah,
Every
I
time I
didn't-
go to the dentist and I get the gas, they like put it like halfway on your face, I'm like trying to scoop the mask down.
Yeah, so I think he was on that shit pretty hard, man.
Oh God, was he?
Yeah.
Steve-O was cutting up. Did you see when he punched through the hole when he was living in that apartment? Like he punched a hole through the wall so he could yell at his neighbor through the hole.
Yeah, because his neighbor kept telling him to be quiet or whatever. Yeah, I think he did like a whole skate park inside of it.
Yeah.
That dude was off his rocker. I don't know how he's still living in as good a shape as he's in
Dude.
now.
I have no clue. He got off of everything. I don't know what else he was
Everything.
on, but it couldn't just be Whippets. Maybe it was.
No,
Jesus.
it's probably anything he can get his hands on, really.
I'd imagine.
I mean, fuck it. But just to not die from that shit, man. That's
Mm.
crazy. What up, everybody watching? Again, make sure you're subscribed if you hadn't. We go live once a week. Just talk a bunch of nonsense. Want to invite y'all along. Join the conversation there. But anyway.
I still can't believe like Bam's big ass can still get on a skateboard and ride ramps and shit. Like,
See him. I know, and he went a long time without doing it,
Yeah,
Like, he gave it up.
gained fucking 400 pounds and he's still like, boom, drop in, do a 180 or some shit, whatever the fuck he was doing at the little skate park. But I was like, God damn.
Yeah. He's another one that just shows you, man, that fame and that money, dude, it does not bring, I guess it's a short amount of time of happiness, you know what I mean? Because he was another one went off the rails with the alcohol and the drugs, and it's just life in fucking a downward spiral, and had all the money he could.
Yeah, and I feel like the thing that keeps a lot of people away from alcohol and drugs is like having responsibilities and needing to go to work and make money. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, if I get addicted to crack, I'm
can't go
probably
to
gonna
work.
lose everything I have and not gonna be able to go to work.
Yeah,
Well, when
so
that doesn't matter anymore,
when
it's
it's not
like,
a-
well,
yeah.
fuck it, you know?
Yeah, basically, there's no threat of losing anything if I smoke this crack rock. So let me try
Give me
it.
the rock.
It's still amazing. Even speaking of crack rock, how it's like worse than cocaine according to the law.
According to the law, yeah.
Yeah, which I've heard the point brought up that was purposely done. As far as the community that crack affects.
Yeah.
And it's hard to argue with that point when they just decided we're going to make crack worse as far as punishment. And then knowing that it just runs rampant in the minority community, and all of a sudden that's the one with a harsher punishment than cocaine, which was
Yeah,
pretty
not
much
only that, but then you find out that the CIA was trafficking it into the fucking
Yeah.
communities,
yeah, they were.
So
They
it's
were
like
out.
not only were y'all selling it to the communities, but y'all made it illegal and y'all made it more illegal than cocaine.
Well, the real Rick Ross, the Freeway Ricky Ross? I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you ever saw his story. Not the rapper.
Yeah,
The
I
dude
know.
he got his name from. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
one that got caught up in that shit because he was making millions doing it for the CIA and had no idea until they were done with his ass, and then they busted him. He wound up going to prison and couldn't read or write, became a lawyer in prison and got himself out because of a fuck up
Dang.
that they did. They charged him on that 3 strikes rule and gave him life,
Yeah,
but they charged him like all at once with 3 strikes, where it's not
Yeah.
supposed to work like that.
Right.
It's supposed to be
It's
3
gotta be
separate
three separate
times. Yeah. Well, he didn't know that,
occasions.
so he sat in prison for years until he got himself out. But
shit.
but yeah, he was caught up in that, working for the fucking dirty ass CIA, selling fucking dope. And you hear shit like that, and you wonder how much of that shit goes on in this country that you just don't even know.
Right.
You don't even hear about. I mean, that's just how
Never
filthy
will.
this government is, man. And like I said, that's just one thing that came out that we all know about, but there's no
Right.
telling what goes on every day, all day. With this system that we got going on here.
I know we got some nutty shit going on. I still want to know where the secret CIA prisons
I was
are.
just about to say that. Just
wanna
just knowing
know.
that they got secret fucking prisons all over the world for the
I wanna
CIA,
know.
and then I want to know what you got to do to get in it. It's like,
Right.
how fucked up of a person do you have to be in a secret prison with the CIA?
God, dude.
Prayer war. You love some crack. Yeah, it can be good on a Friday night, I guess, but leave it at that. So, but anyway, yeah, dude, that you just start hearing stories like that, and like I said, it just blows your mind because then you start really thinking, like, man, what the fuck is really going on? If you could just pull back that curtain a little bit, to see how deep shit runs in this government and all, it would be amazing. Women the size of thinking, what are they doing? Man, they are just wilding in the comments.
Lefties love crack whores.
I'm trying to keep up with them. Y'all are something else in them comments, I swear. How's everybody's night going? Where y'all from? Everybody, let me know where y'all from. You ain't got to give me your fucking address. Just tell me the city or the state, whatever you're more comfortable with. Or your address, social security number, whatever. Fast food and prescription drugs. No, that is true. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Fast food. Where did it go? The fucking oh, there it is.
It's up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, man. We were talking about that today at the shop, man. Just the food that we're allowed to eat in this country that other places they don't even let them ingredients in their food. Not to say that the government needs more control than they do, but if it's fucking poison, they're allowed to mask it by some crazy name that sounds good, or even hide the fact that it's in your food. That's wrong. You know what I mean? Because we're all just consuming poison all day long. Somebody over here is from the west side. Let's see, Alabama. Oh, that's right. Our southern friend down there in Bama. Prayer warrior wants to make women thin again.
Raymond wants to talk about Obama. All right.
Raymond, you claim to know all about the drug running of the guy. I don't claim to know all about it. I just know the CIA was involved with moving dope, first of all. You don't know anything about Obama transferring the bio. I didn't hear nothing about it. I'm not saying it didn't happen, Raymond. I just don't know. I mean, damn, I can only pay attention to so much news. I have a life. And I try to stay off of this shit because it just depresses you. But tell me more about it. Fuck, give me a link to an article or something. I don't know. You ain't got to holler at me, dude. I got feelings. Asshole. It's mad because we can see some news about Obama. I ain't heard Obama's name in forever.
In a minute.
Yeah.
Since him and Trump were like kissing at the fucking government thing, whatever they was doing.
That was like State of the Union, some shit. Yeah, they were all just getting along hunky-dory. This is after they tried to take his head off, and he's over there smiling. And Raymond's a flat earther. Flat Earth. Imagine believing that.
Right.
Not saying Raymond is, but just the topic alone. Like, I just don't know what to even say when people start that,
Yeah, I don't either. It's because it's just
no
like,
hope.
I'm not even going to discuss this with you,
Well, you can't. You can't because, for one, like me, you, or anybody you're discussing with, none of us has ever left the planet. So it's like it's just one person's word or belief against another. And no matter what kind of scientific evidence you try to give them, they'll dispute it. They'll have something dumbass shit, and then it gets so technical that's like, you know what, I can't even do this. Flat earther vibes, Ray. YouTube blocks about 90% of Ozzy's comments. Well, stop saying dumb shit. What are you doing on here? You can't be super vulgar, and you can't be calling people names.
I can't wait till we find the next planet that has life.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know if we will, though, because it may not even be in this solar system. There ain't no telling where them things are coming from. Because I totally believe we've been visited, man, if they're not here on a daily basis.
Dude, I was watching a video that was explaining like Einstein's theories on black holes and white holes and like wormholes into, other universes, and how the math kind of works out that it is feasible, that that's a good possibility.
Right.
Basically, other unit, and it's just nuts. Like, what the fuck? And this
It's
dude
crazy,
didn't have
huh?
Google, you know? Like, shit.
But he could have been making it all up. So,
Well,
you know, that's the
apparently it's
problem.
been
Like, I'm not
peer
smart enough to
proven.
debate Einstein, you know. So it's you just you read some of it or you listen to some of it and you just like, damn, like whoa, that's freaking mind
Yeah,
blowing. But I don't know if any of
with
that
shit
shit's
like his, like, nobody's hopping on the train to disprove it. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's like, look, this is why Einstein was full of shit.
Yeah. Well, that
You
is
know?
true. That is true. But I don't, like I said, nowhere near educated enough to even comment on anything Einstein's
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about.
just
I
sure
just
there's
believe,
people a lot smarter than myself that have read through all his equations and are
yeah,
like,
and
damn,
haven't argued
this
anything.
dude
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, we, you know, I just, they'll argue the fact people, I know people that are dead set that it's impossible that there's other beings anywhere. And I'm thinking, why would you be so arrogant to think that we're just the only thing running around in this vast, vast
Dude,
fucking,
I think it's impossible that there isn't.
that's what I'm getting at. It's probably closer to impossible that there isn't than that there is, you know?
Yeah, because it's not like Earth is a Sims game and we were just, created on a computer and placed here. Like, I mean, it
There
just
are
by
some people who
chance shit
believe
happened.
that, the
Well, maybe it is a
simulation.
simulation, but
But somebody's got to be running it
right.
or something.
And they got 2 save files.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, dude, I'm well, in as a Christian man, my God is creative. Yeah, and I guess you could chalk it up to that. I mean, nobody knows, but to just believe that there's nothing else out there, man. We are 1% smarter than a monkey.
Johnny Five said you said butt fuck.
Did we? Oh, I did say butt. Fuck. I mean, it's my favorite term. Say it all day. If an alien is 5% smarter than us,
Well, maybe we don't see it because they are 5% smarter than us.
fuck, they may be more than that.
That's what I'm saying. And they're just like, yeah, fuck that. Like, look, if an alien came right now and passed through LA, you think they're going to talk to us? No.
No, I
"These
mean, especially if
motherfuckers."
they're not. I mean, they're not violent. Every time we see anything about aliens on movies, it's always some negative shit. You know, maybe they're peaceful. Maybe they're
Yeah.
looking at us like, what in the fuck are they doing down there? You know, we don't want no part of that shit.
Prayer Warriors, speaking of penile bones, didn't like old Cajuns use like raccoon dicks for toothpicks? Wasn't that the thing? Like they used the dick bone of raccoons for toothpicks?
At least they said it was. It was a coon dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. What they talk?
Oh,
What's prayer talking about?
I have no clue.
We did not evolve from apes. I'm not. That's one thing we can't get into is the religious.
Yeah,
battle,
I
but,
just saw the dick bone part and thought about the raccoons and the toothpicks.
what is Jupiter talking about? Your mom has a penile. Oh, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Y'all could be part of the team. That's why I like watching Tires, dude. It's just so unfiltered. And I'm thinking, that's how people talk, man. You know, get
I
the
know.
fuck. And there just ain't enough shows like that. They want to pussyfy everything, like the majority of the nation is, afraid to tell a off-color joke or something. It's like,
Right.
I don't give a fuck who you are. It happens in every fucking household or every little, get together that you're having with your boys. I mean, it is what it is, Get over it. That's not true, and I wish I could explain it. White Buffalo. Damn, I want to figure out. There was somebody who answered that, and they were, a lot smarter than I am, which is a low bar, but they were. And when they explained it, I was like, oh, that does make sense, And I wish I could because I'd like to prove them wrong, but I can't right now.
We'll
so
have to do
I'm
some
gonna give you
homework
that
and
one.
bring it back.
Yeah, we have to revisit this. That might be next week's episode.
Yeah.
Did we come from apes?
I expect you back. because
Everybody
we're gonna
on here,
homework it.
look, same time next Tuesday. I want y'all to do your homework on whether or not we came from apes, and then we're going to get back to this
We'll all
subject next
debate it.
week. Yeah, and we're going to all have a friendly debate here, and if it turns into an all-out riot, so be it. I believe anything twice. Oh, that's a good answer. Get them, Jupiter. There are more than one type. That's true.
There
See,
are.
that's. I'm going hard. I'm going deep into this ape discussion next week. I'm gonna do my homework all week long.
Well, Prayer Warriors is convinced because we don't have dick bones that we are not apes. So,
Damn. Penile bone, huh?
yeah.
Okay, never heard that one. That's the type of shit I'm gonna have to look into. And I'm probably lying. I'll forget about it as soon as we're off of air, but I'm gonna try to remember to have all my ape facts for next week.
I'm gonna write them down.
It's a hot
Sticky notes
topic. The
everywhere.
world needs to know that we really
just
come
gonna
from
be-
apes.
All ape sticky notes back here.
I don't know how you can look at like a chimpanzee and think that there's nothing comparable to human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? I mean, them things are fucking. It's like you're just sitting there chilling with a little person until it gets pissed off and bites your fucking face
Angry.
off. But some people have done that too.
They
so-
have. The dude in Florida with the bath salts.
They did. Oh,
Which I
God.
did hear a story that they said that he wasn't even on bath salts. He just fucking flipped the fuck out.
Really?
Was eating
that
buddy's
just
face
the-
on the freeway.
Was that just the agenda back then to scare everybody from these bath salts? Because everything
think
was bath
so.
salts back then.
Yeah. I
Wow.
think so. And I think that may have been just like the first, like, people don't just eat people's faces on the side of the freeway, so it had to be bath salts.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. What a way to go, huh? Imagine having your face just be. The guy had to be. Like, the victim couldn't have just been, like, just
A
average
willful
guy.
participant.
Yeah, no, I mean, but there had to be something wrong with him to just allow somebody to eat your fucking face off.
Yeah, it's
Like
not
you would
normal.
think. I
Maybe
didn't know if
he
he
was
was
on the
just a
bath
homeless
salts.
guy or something, or a drug. I don't remember the whole story, but I just know. I mean, I would like to think if somebody's coming at me trying to eat my face, I'm going to be able to kind of fend it off a little bit, but maybe not. I don't
Maybe
know.
not if they
Just
offered
hope
you
just hope I
crack
don't have
rock
to.
or something.
Yeah, I hope I'm not in that position ever. No.
Do you have
All
a
right, let's
penile
get in these
bone?
comments.
Nope.
But I see the way humans and even the animals on this planet, if they come across something new, they tend to try to attack and enslave it. I'm afraid the aliens would do the same. It's a good point, Johnny, but that's because we're judging everybody from, us, mammals. I mean, they could be just so much more higher intelligence than us. And they may have been through that process in life, There's no telling how long an alien has been around, a species, and they may realize that's not the way to do it. There's no telling. There ain't no telling. I just think if they were going to hurt us, they'd have done it already. If they meant harm,
Yeah.
and they're that much more sophisticated than us with technology and all, what would have stopped them?
Because we're probably like Jersey Shore to their planet, dude.
We're
They
nothing.
just like watch us on the weekends and they're like, look at these fucking idiots.
Well, I heard somebody else, they explained it, not explained it, but they made the point that, we'll sit around and like watch ants. We'll have a fucking ant farm.
Yeah.
And we're not hurting the ants. You know what I mean? We put them in a little fucking container and they make their little trails in the ant farm and shit. So who's to say they're not, you know what I mean? I mean, we put
Fish
pets
tanks.
in cages, fish tanks and hamsters and shit. So, I mean, we're not out to fucking kill the hamsters and the fish.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Hey, but Terry said pig hearts are more like humans. Talking
That
about
is
we
true.
didn't evolve from pigs, but it made me think about when Honey Boo Boo got a pig heart in South Park.
Honey Boo Boo. Was that the same episode where they were in the buffet line and he was like, you want sketty?
Yeah.
You want sketty?
Sketty and butter.
Sketty and butter. Oh, man, that's funny shit.
Do we have
South Park.
a pope right now? Is there a pope?
Yeah, I think he's from, I don't want to be mistaken, Chicago or something, or New York. He's from one of those places.
it's
It's an
Chicago,
American.
Because they made an O Block shirt with King Von and the Pope.
I think his bail was denied, wasn't it?
The Popes?
King. No, you asshole, King Von. Or is
No,
he
he's
dead?
dead.
Who's the one? Lil Durk.
Lil
That's the one I'm
Durk.
thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to get him out.
I was like, God damn, the Pope's really from Chicago. Shit.
He's locked up.
Got voted in, tried to bail him out.
Chicago Pope. Yeah. I don't know about all that. We ain't gonna get into the Catholicism, man. We go down a dark hole with that. Piss off a lot of the nations. They're still talking about penile bones. What
They are.
if we don't have penile bones? Then why do we call them bones? Good point,
It's a
Johnny.
good point.
He just won the argument.
Yep.
That's it. We
We did
evolved
come
from
from
apes.
apes.
Yep.
That's what I got from it.
Why
So.
do we have boners? Oh my God, man. Boy, did we go down a crazy fucking path on this
I
one.
don't
But
know how we
that's
got
right
here,
up our
but I'll
alley,
take
dude.
it.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Pope is not pro Diddy toucher. So.
What's going on with Diddy, dude?
I haven't heard nothing.
I hadn't either. I don't think they're going to get him on much, man. I don't think they're gonna get him on much. Everything I keep hearing is just stuff that they didn't like doing, but they were voluntarily doing it. You know what I mean?
That's
And
pretty
I
much
haven't
what I've
listened to
heard.
I haven't listened to every second of the case, but every time I see anything break about news, it's that witness saying this, and all the witness is saying is, and he asked me to piss on the person's feet, and then he wanted to lick the piss off of their feet, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I mean, he didn't like put a gun to your head, so, not saying right or wrong, but in the eyes of the law, I don't know if they're actually going to convict him of anything.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't.
see.
We'll
But
see.
I'll tell you what, can you imagine what's he going to do when he gets out? Because he has tarnished his whole fucking, because the last witness I read today was up there saying that he was bi and he
Yeah.
was a cuck, but he was afraid to let people know that he was bisexual or whatever, so that he would just sit there and watch people do his old ladies and stuff like that,
They know
And I'm
now.
thinking, now this is all shit that's going on the record in court, like
Oh,
under
yeah.
oath. You know what I mean? So
All
why would you
over
get
the
up there and
news.
lie under oath about that? So apparently, I would think they're telling the truth, because I'm not going to risk going to jail 5 years for perjury to lie about, Puff Daddy liking guys or
Yeah.
whatever.
And
So
it's not even like you're some small town dude that like you can get out and move away to a different town. Nobody's ever heard
you're
from. Like you're
fucking
Diddy.
Sean
Like
Combs, yeah. Well, White Buffalo thinks he's done. I don't know. I mean, I like I said, I haven't paid attention to the case, every single minute of it, but I just haven't seen a lot of incriminating shit. So I'm not going to repeat it, but y'all
it's
can
not
read
wrong. It's not wrong.
it. Look, I totally agree with you there, White Buffalo, but I'm just saying what the girl was saying on the stand. I mean, damn. Even in college, does it count? His career is done for sure. That's what
Yeah.
White Buffalo was saying. Yeah, the career is over with. That's what I was meaning. Like, what do you do when you get out? Let's say you are innocent, quote unquote, and you get off. Well, what the fuck do you do now?
Take whatever money you have and just chill.
Yeah, I
Or
know.
you
And then
could-
it's like, how much are you blowing through with this legal defense,
Oh God,
That's crazy.
Kanye and Diddy are gonna drop an album when it's done.
See, and I like Terry's thing. I don't care what he does in the bedroom as long as the kids weren't involved. That's true. If it was consenting adults, doesn't matter. Now, I know there's a lot of women that they are on the stand crying about the stuff that they were, I hate to use the word made to do, because I don't know if they were made to do anything. He would give these odd requests that they would do.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen or heard any proof that he was physically making them do anything. Could be
Yeah,
wrong.
I haven't
I'm just
either.
telling you what I've heard. Now, if he was
I
drugging
haven't heard
people
anything
up,
in court, right?
Right.
Like I've heard stories prior to the trial starting about like just people being forced and drugged and basically strong arm forced into doing shit. But as far as the trial goes, I haven't heard anything about anything forced.
yeah. Well, Jupiter thinks that him and Kanye are going to collab, and look, that may be the only person willing to work with Kanye, because that motherfucker there, I don't know what his goal is either, with all the craziness that comes out of that dude's mouth. I mean, he's another one, dude. It's like you're ruining any chance you have to stay, somewhat relevant, because eventually people are just going to be tired of Kanye. You can only say so much shock shit, and then people are just over it. You know what I mean? Let's see. They don't have to stay. It's all about the money. They didn't want to let go of those Gucci bags. See, Terry's kind of leaning towards what I am. I don't think anybody was forced to do anything. They just didn't want to say no. Because like you said, you're in that group now, and you don't want to tell the guy running that group, well, I don't want to, I don't want to piss on his chest. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
no, you're
'cause
going to do it.
That's what they all say is like, I knew the consequences of saying no, but I don't think the consequences were like threats of violence. I think
Violence,
you knew the
yeah.
consequence was you weren't going to have any of Diddy's money.
Yeah,
if
you were
said
done.
no.
The party was over then.
Right.
And I'm with what Terry said earlier, that as long as there wasn't any children involved, and as long as he wasn't, if there's nothing where he was drugging people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's a whole nother, can of worms now you're going to open up if you start drugging people and doing things or making them do things while they're out of their mind. But I haven't heard anything
people.
like that. So free my boy Diddy. That's all I'm saying.
Cosby
what,
got out.
Yeah. What's this one talking about? Oh, I had to think he was talking about a Sasquatch hat. Oh yeah,
Squatch head.
yeah. That's I ain't going there with the aliens with the same thing as a Sasquatch. Like, there's no way that they haven't found some kind of remnants of those fuckers if they were real. And some people still wholeheartedly believe in that shit.
Maybe they're like semi-aquatic Sasquatches and they just hide in the water.
But where they go when they die? Like they've never found bones.
Bottom of the ocean, dog.
Hey, I think it's like what 80 or something, 90% unexplored or some shit. You know, the ocean.
Yeah, maybe like the Sasquatches practice the same thing like the Osama bin Laden shit, where they set them to rest at sea. So all the Sasquatches practice that, you know, and they just set their Sasquatch dead family.
Yeah, I'd say that was a good point.
That's my theory.
It's not. So
That's my theory.
that's your theory. I'll go with it.
They
They get eaten by wild animals, but they still find
the hogs, dude.
Yeah, they still find wild animal bones.
Yeah, but
in all these years, they've never found Sasquatch bones. I mean, they'll be like, I don't know, deer bone or some other carcasses they find.
hey, they're elusive, dude.
Let's see. Well, if nobody was forced with Diddy, then nobody was forced. Well, that's not true. That's two different cases. Because for one, they were supposedly trafficking children to Epstein Island. So you could say what you want. I mean, when you making a child do anything, you can't even request a child to do that. It's illegal. So
Yeah.
that's not the same as requesting an adult to do some freaky shit. And just because they don't want to do it, but they don't say no, how's that criminal? You know.
Did you see that woman? She was trying to defend her husband on, I don't know what show it was. It was something like a Jerry Springer, Steve Wilkos kind of Dr. Phil like show, but
That's so real. It was.
well, it was, but she was
Yeah.
trying. Her husband was like part of some church, and he wound up getting caught up diddling boys, right? And or maybe even the girls too. I don't know. I don't remember. But regardless, her defense was that, like, you know, her husband couldn't resist because these children were coming on to him.
Oh, what
You
was
know,
that? I
and-
saw that. It was a
Did you see
documentary
that?
I was watching. Yes, and she, like you said, she was actually defending her
Yeah.
husband's actions, like you said, saying that it was hard for him to resist because it was just coming at him too much.
Yeah.
So it's not his fault.
Right.
I'm thinking this bitch is as sick as he is.
What?
I do remember. I wish I remembered like what documentary that was, but I remember watching that thinking this woman's out of her fucking mind. Like her husband was just so irresistible. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, he couldn't help it.
Yeah, this
You know?
12-year-old girl came on to him, so he just
Yes.
couldn't, you know.
Yeah, it was a religious thing. It always
Yeah.
is. You know, it's always some cult shit, you know, and for some reason it's, you know, the leader always has to sleep with everybody.
Yeah, I think the weirdest case that I've seen with any kind of shit like that didn't involve like religion or cult or was that abducted in plain sight shit.
Which one was refresh my memory? What
It was when the neighbor like was so the family was real close with the neighbor, and he wound up like fucking the mom. The dad was sucking his dick, and he was fucking the daughter.
yeah. I forgot about that. The dad was fucking the man neighbor and shit. Yeah, everybody was getting plowed. And
And then he was like running off with their daughter to Cali, and they were like, "Okay, yeah, no,
Yes,
he's just a family
yes,
friend.
yes.
He's cool. It's just him and our daughter. You know, his wife's
That
staying
was a-
home." And
that was a crazy story. That was
Ooh.
crazy. Yeah, I forgot about it till you was
most
talking about the.
infuriating fucking story I've ever heard in my life,
Yeah.
dude. Like the whole time, I'm just like,
Yep, sounds like a tight family.
it was.
It was. It was like that. Yeah, the some dude was fucking the guy's wife, and then the same dude wound up fucking the husband too. Like he was getting it all over in the family. Then wound up taking the daughter. It's just crazy, man.
If you haven't seen it, go watch
Go watch
Abducted in
it,
Plain
seriously.
Sight. Please go watch
Yeah,
it.
it makes you
it's
like-
gonna blow your mind.
Yeah, I would say you almost don't even believe that some shit like that could go on.
Yeah,
Like
and-
these
and
people are out of their fucking minds. But it was real.
start to finish the whole story. I don't remember where it was.
Was this Florida?
don't
I'm gonna look it
remember
up.
where
Y'all
it
stay
was,
tuned.
but-
I'm looking it up right now.
God, just start to finish, like the whole time. There's not one part where you're like, well, that's kind of normal. Like just the whole thing. It's just that's so off the wall, batshit crazy. What is wrong?
Hey,
with
I'm
these
with
people?
you. There's nothing you listen to where you're like, I can see how that happened. You know, it's like as soon as a dude said, you know, he fucked me too. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
wait a
It's like, yeah,
second.
he was sleeping with my wife, and I didn't
Yeah.
know it. And we were in the car taking a ride, and he starts touching my knee, and he's like, you know, if you just want to suck it real quick.
If
And
you just
he was
want-
like, so I wound up doing it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, and he wasn't even said. It didn't even say he was forced to. It's just,
No.
if you want to suck it.
It's like, so, anyway, I wound up doing it, and
Oh man, stop. Where the fuck was this at? What town were they in? It had to be some southern shit, dude.
it had to, yeah. 100%.
Let's see. I don't know. They got some weirdos up north too, though, man. This was in Utah.
Oh, it's in Utah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't much else going on in
People
Utah.
live
Might as
there?
well have some fun. Yeah. People actually live in Utah. Yes, they do. Anyway, if you're just not tuning in, make sure y'all subscribe. We are on here talking about some serious topics.
Super
Guy
serious.
on guy action. It is Pride Month, so I guess we're right on topic here. But let's see. Move with Antonio Minero's called this. No, I have not. Jupiter.
Nope.
Notice all the white people got caught by.
Which white people?
I don't know. I was lost. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Anyway. Are they still rioting in L.A. or is that over?
I think they're still riding. Let's see.
Yeah, it's been about 30 minutes since we checked in on the riots.
Slow ass white people.
47 minutes ago. Let's see. All right. All right. Well, we might have had all the fun we could have tonight. You ready to wrap it up? Let's keep it going.
1 second.
Keep it going. What else y'all got going on in them comments? Trump sending Marines. Get them all in there.
Where is the live updates?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing right now. What time is it over there? It's probably still daylight, huh?
Oh yeah, it's
It's
still
only
early.
7:30 over there in Cali.
6
I think
or
we 2
7,
hours. I think we 2 hours off, huh? Yeah,
2 or
I think
3.
we 2 hours off.
2?
I think.
Dang.
Either way, yeah, it's a little early. They get ramped up at night.
Yeah.
Give it about 9 over there. I hate Trump so much, I'm going to loot my local sushi spot. Hey, that's all you got to do. I hate Trump. Anyway. What's happening, y'all? What is going on? I want everybody to check in. Humboldt County. What is that?
Humboldt. I don't know.
The hell's a
Sounds
Humboldt
crazy.
County? Where is that at? White Buffalo, like we're all a walking map. Like, what is... Nobody's ever heard of that.
Nope.
He can send the Navy if he wants. Oh, Cali. Is it red or blue where you're at, White Buffalo? From what I understand, there's a lot of red area in California. Just nobody fucking lives there. That's the problem.
Newsom says that Trump chose theatrics over public safety.
Yeah.
And deploying the National Guard.
I know, and it's like, what were they supposed to do? I wonder, like, what is his answer to this? Let them do what they're doing? Redweed farmers. No, I don't know about Humboldt County, brother. I really don't. But I would love to
Were
visit
y'all
it.
on live PD or something?
How many times was How many times was cops filmed in your county? You had to tell me what color the county is.
Right.
And red ones get all the action. If
Did
it's
you
domestic.
see the clip of Reno 911 I sent you earlier?
The one with his wife.
Yeah.
he said he was trying to convince him he didn't kill his wife. Or his ex-wife. Yeah.
It just they film it so good. It looks like it's like an actual conversation that's happening.
Does that
that's just
show?
kinda being
Do they
filmed.
still
They have a new
produce that
season,
show?
yeah.
They do. Reno
Uh-huh.
911. What's it come on? Comedy Central or something?
No, it's some weird ass streaming service.
Oh, okay. Because I
don't
haven't
even-
seen it. I'm gonna look
sounds
it up.
Japanese.
White Buffalo. I'm gonna look it up. It's called Murder Mountain. I think I did. I saw the name of that on Netflix, but I never watched it. I was scrolling and
Are
saw
you
it.
by the Gone Girl shit? Did you see all that? The Gone Girl
Uh-uh.
case? Where the
I don't
cops were
think-
like accusing this chick that had just gotten kidnapped and held for ransom that she was lying and making it up for
Oh
fame.
yeah. I did see that.
Because apparently there was like the actual Gone Girl that really did that. Like she disappeared and
Yeah.
because she was, I don't know, fucking a coworker or something. So she acted like she got kidnapped for a week to get away from her husband. Well, they accused the second chick of doing the same thing and she was not.
Yeah, because it was just weird how, if I remember how she was, I don't know.
Yeah, they
it was
came in
just-
with like scuba masks and shit. They were dressed
Yeah,
like
yeah, the whole
Scuba
story
Steve in the
was-
fucking room.
because wasn't the boyfriend or husband or something there too?
Yeah, and
In the
they
house?
made him swallow like
Yes.
Pills
Some
or
kind of
something.
sleeping pills or something,
Uh-huh.
and he passed out, and then they took her. Yeah, the whole story sounded so crazy that they
It
didn't
did sound
believe this little
crazy.
girl. Yeah, I do remember that. I watched so much shit on there. I can't remember which ones it was till you start talking about them.
Yep.
Whistling. White Buffalo said, "Yep, that's in Reading." Yeah. Who is Raymond talking about? Trent. I don't even want to look it up.
He was talking about is Mike a man or a woman earlier. I have no clue.
I don't know, but I don't want to even look up that name because. Anyway.
Yeah.
Reading, huh? So we're going to Reading, dude.
Let's go.
Netflix.
Why are all the serial killers in California? Like I feel like
California's
every
a
serial
weird-
killer
Yeah,
is
it's
from
like
Cali.
it's like I don't know, because I mean, you would think they got a lot of crazy shit that goes on in Florida. You know, is one of them. But then, yeah, all the serial killers. I'm trying to think because if they like Bundy, wasn't he the Hillside Strangler? He was over there too, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Yeah,
that's
mean,
where he
I
was
feel
killing
like
people at.
90%
The Night
of the
Stalker.
famous ones are all over there.
Yeah, it's like it's the place to go if you want to be a serial killer and get away with it for a while.
Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with like the they say like the hitchhiking culture that I don't know if it still goes on over there,
yeah.
but like it was a big thing hitchhiking out there, so it was easy. You just pick up young women on the side of the interstate and like
Yeah, and
come
the
on, let's go for a ride.
prostitution in the big cities, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, the big cities over there, because I mean, it, you know, like they said, the cops weren't really trying their hardest when it was missing prostitutes.
Yeah.
So it made it easy for these serial killers. Unless, like I said, the Night Stalker, that bastard was just climbing through your fucking bedroom window at night.
Yeah.
That was some crazy shit. I mean, because it was just random victims, you know. It'd be an old person and a young girl one day and a middle-aged couple the next time. And, like, he didn't. It
Right.
was just, I guess, whatever was easy access to him.
Yeah, who's the one that said that he would try front doors and he would only murder people if their front door was unlocked at
I'm
night?
trying to think who that was. I remember him. I remember that story, but I can't remember. It wasn't him. It wasn't Richard Ramirez.
No, it was a different guy. I don't remember his name, but that was his thing. If your front door was locked, you was good. But if you
That
left
was
it unlocked, you over with.
That was it. Yeah, that was punishment. I don't know. He'd have found a way. If he'd have been itching that night and he checked 100 doors and they were all locked, he'd have found a house to get in another
Probably.
way.
Yeah.
I think he was just like, it's easy access. But a lot of people leave their shit unlocked, probably to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't nothing back in the day to do that shit, but I'm sure there's people still.
Yeah.
Whether it be purposely or, you know, forget about it, but.
I don't know. I don't know if you would if you lived anywhere near a big city, like even right on the outskirts. Like,
White Buffalo. Remember the guy that let you live if you played jazz
I
music?
do not.
Damn. I didn't hear about that one.
It's like the memes when they're like, if they put a gun to your head and say recite a song word for word and you get to live, which one would you choose? You know,
Oh,
it's like play
Jesus.
jazz music right now. You're done.
What song would you pick? What song would y'all pick? Everybody out there, if a gun to your head, you got to pick one song and you better not mess up a lyric. Which one y'all picking? God, I want to go with I'm going easy. Row, row, row your boat.
Yeah, like Wheels on the Bus or something, dude.
No, it has to be. It has to be a normal 3-minute song, man. Like just regular fucking bands and shit. None of these nursery rhymes. I'm trying to think. God,
I don't know if there's
it's
one that
probably
I
gonna be
could-
something stupid like "Baby Got Back." You know,
I don't.
maybe "Ice Ice Baby" in my time, because I mean we heard it fucking 8 million times a day on the radio.
But could you do it fully with like no prompt music, no vocals behind it?
Let's find out. All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance. And then I'm lost. So yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead. So nope, that didn't work. That didn't work. So that ain't gonna be my song. I'm sorry if everybody out there had to listen to that, but I'm trying to live here. It's a gun to my head.
Be like, whoa. No. I need to pick another one. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on. Wait, do I get
that was practice run.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Well, I lost my co-host. What's going on, guys? Anyway. Trent and Allie. Bro, stop telling me. I don't have a brother named Trent. They have 500,000 subscribers. If that was my brother, I'd be
names.
Yeah. If that was my brother, he'd be in trouble for not helping me if he's got that many subscribers. What happened to your camera, bro? Hey, can y'all start donating some money? We need a new camera for Justin.
Yeah, I just need a new charger.
We need a new charger. So all proceeds will go towards Country Boy Can't Survive. That might be a good one there. Maybe. Man, it's funny because you think you know something until, like you said, you got a gun to your fucking head.
Yeah, and then, like I said, like if it was on right now, like
if you were going along with it.
But just off the top of your head, I don't know if there's a song in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, happy birthday. That's all I can go with.
That'd be it.
Anyway, is your phone charging? Or are we getting off of here?
I'd probably stutter and die.
Oregon has the best weed. Man, I can't do the weed. Makes me too lazy.
It came on for a
What
second.
about y'all out there in them comments? Y'all marijuana users? I have nothing against it, but boy, do I get lazy and paranoid. I'm one of those paranoid smokers.
Me too.
I'm the one. My heart's about to explode. Bring me to the emergency room. Knowing damn well it ain't going to. Like I even know it. I know I'm freaking out for nothing when I'm high, but I just cannot wait for it to end. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't fun. Why do I do this?
I get high and think about how many bills I have to pay. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, God damn it, it's the 14th already. I still gotta pay this, and then I'll be sitting on the couch talking to myself. I'm like, see, you're fucking up. You could be making money, but you're sitting here high like a dumbass. Look at you. And nope. I'm like, no, I can't do it. I bully myself.
No, I don't. All I think about is, man, is your heart supposed to beat like this hard? I mean, and then I'm like, is it supposed to be that slow? I mean, that's like 3 beats a minute. Something's wrong. So, yeah, that's me. Hide and seek champion of the world, Bigfoot. You're right.
That's him.
You're right. Are you charging your camera? Because I'm talking to a fucking white circle right now with an X in it. People are thinking I'm nuts.
It's trying.
Y'all bear with us. Technical difficulties. Anyway, what else is happening in the world, guys? Since we got y'all here. Anything else? Let's see. Let's go look on X. What's y'all's go-to source for news? Everybody watching this. I have a bad habit of going to X. And it's a cesspool over there. Let's see. What's going on? Every time I get on here, it's just Gavin Newsom stupid ass. Like, I'm
telling you.
I don't want to see that dumb mother. Yeah. All right. Well, if your camera's... Oh, there you are. Peace. Yo, what up? He's made it back. Facts on facts. Weed burns. What we talking about here? Weed burns brain cells rapidly. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But
I did hear that they were saying that whether you smoked or ate it, it was bad for your heart.
It was bad.
I just saw that.
All right, but you know the problem with that is you know how biased these medical opinions now can be. We found that out with COVID. Yep. You know, I mean, there's going to be there's still that war on marijuana, and it's just. It's not even a question of if they're at war with it as far as it being legalized. It's like who is behind it. you know, because
Yeah.
you get certain medical professionals that will come out and say, oh, it's, you know, it's terrible for you. Then you read another article saying there's nothing wrong. It actually helps people, you know, that have anxiety, this, that, and other, you know, or whatever. But so you never know who's behind these things because it's all biased one way or another.
Yeah, but
So,
I mean, it's
think
like
in
they're
moderation, it's
arguing like
fine.
two different points though, you know, because like just because it helps you doesn't mean it's healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of old weed smokers, you know.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I don't feel like they should make laws on whether it's healthy or not. Like, tell me
no,
what it
because
is,
if
tell
that's
me
the
the
case,
research, and let me do what I want to do.
yeah, I was gonna say if that's the case, get rid of cigarettes.
Yeah,
If they allow you
absolutely.
to purchase that at every fucking store you walk into, and alcohol. I mean, it's not like it's any better.
Yeah,
But that's kind of what I mean with this war on this marijuana. It is not because they believe it's bad for you. And even
Right.
if that was the case, that's not their fucking job,
right.
you know? But if that were the case, you would not be able to buy cigarettes and alcohol if they
True.
really were doing it for health reasons. You know, that's why I just think there's a bigger picture to it, and all I can think of is just that it doesn't pay for the pharmaceutical companies to allow that shit to be on the market, which lets you probably really know that how good it is for you and what kind of ailments it can cure, because
Right.
they don't want you catching wind of that for some reason. If they had that much faith in their medicine, they wouldn't care. They'd say, I don't care, try your weed. I'm telling you, it's not going to work like this will. But they
Yeah.
don't say that, you know? So it just makes you wonder, makes you think. But anyway, you ready to wrap it up? It's almost 10 o'clock at our time. Let's get off of here. We appreciate all of y'all checking it out. Make sure you subscribe. We will be back next week, live and direct. Hunt us down on TikTok if you have a TikTok account. We have a lot of fun over there too. So we appreciate y'all watching. Y'all be good. Peace.
Same time next week. Peace.